You got to love yourself. The only thing you got to do in life, you got to do a few different things. You got to put God first. That's priority. You can't be too wrapped up in the world. Can't be too wrapped up in all the anxieties and depressions and everything's. You can't be wrapped up in that because that's the opinion of others. That's not even the opinion. That's the paradigm of other people. That's their paradigm. You can't get too wrapped up in their paradigm. That's the way they think. You can't get too wrapped up in that. See, let me give you a quick example. I was on the way to the airport yesterday, maybe 2 days ago, and I had a friend with me, and she said, I want to ride to the airport just to say goodbye to you. I said, come on, hop on the taxi. Let's go. So we hop in the taxi. And we had got coffee and we got some tea prior to, her coming to the conclusion that, hey, I wanna ride with you to the airport to say my last goodbye. Not last goodbye, just say goodbye to you. And time went by, but I don't really get too wrapped up in the time when I'm on my time. When I'm on other people's time, I get a little bit more wrapped up in the time. But it's my time. So I said, all right, let me get on the app and get the taxi coming to me. We hop in the taxi. I forgot. Hold on. We hop in the taxi and I forgot. Man, it's rush hour. Oh, it's gonna take a little bit of time to get to that airport. So I'm smiling through it all. Of course, I got a little anxiety. I don't want to miss the flight, but I wouldn't be too disappointed in if I did miss the flight. I don't really get too wrapped up in it because I know God got a better plan for me. So I'm telling her she's talking to the taxi driver because I don't really speak the language too well. He's like, he's got to be there at this time. I'm like, look, y'all keep bringing this up. We know that it's traffic. We know that we got to get there by a certain time. We know that there's a possibility I may or may not make it on time. So let's just can that. Let's put that in the can for a minute. No. Let's put that in the can and not open that can up anymore until we come to the conclusion of whether I made it on time or not. So they keep bringing it out. I'm like, look, chill, relax. Let's just enjoy this time we got together. You so wrapped up in this and that. Let's just breathe for a second and let's let God work. You got all see, this is what happens a lot of time. We got a bunch of conclusions in our mind. We got a bunch of what ifs, you got a bunch of in your mind. Be quiet for a second and let God work. I get to the airport. I tell you, I said my goodbye, gave her 2 hugs, and I was at my gate in 10 minutes. I had an hour and some change to spare. See, that's what I be talking about. You can't get too wrapped up in their paradigm. Their paradigm might be lack, scarcity, not enough. God's paradigm might be, look, I got you. I wanted you to spend some time with her before you went. I knew, I understood it was going to be traffic. Look, that's you coming to your own conclusions. You got to let God work. All right. And next, because priority one was, making sure we put God first and let God work. Secondary, we just got to make sure we do the proper things. We got to make sure we taking, the best precautionary steps that we can take to design a life that fits us best. Like handling our money well. See, that's a tough topic. The handling of one's own money. The handling of the dollars that God gives you, the stewardship of them dollars. I don't want to get too biblical. I don't want to get too religious on you, but I want to be real with you. You have an opportunity here, and that opportunity is a blessing. And God's gonna put you in a lot of positions to have a lot of resources flow through your possession. You got to take care of them well. You gotta utilize it well, you know, for the greatness of yourself, for the goodness of yourself, for the goodness of your family, the people around you. As long as you're doing them two things, you're taking care. Another thing, taking care of yourself, utilizing them dollars to take care of self well. Don't skimp out on the massages and the chiropractors and the doctor's visits and the dental visits take care of yourself. Don't be too wrapped up in the world, in the materialism of the world. Get some of it because some of it's pretty fun. Some of it can add a lot of value to your life. Some of it adds a lot of value to your life. I'm waffling on now, ain't I? I'm waffling. But it's all right. Because I know some of y'all understand. You got to enjoy yourself. You got to enjoy your life. Now I'm going to just waffle on a little bit more. You got to enjoy yourself. Enjoy your life. Do some fun things. Get out there, have fun. Stay out of debt. Stay your behind out of debt. Save you a little bit of money. Invest you a little bit of money. And go have fun. It says, don't get too wrapped. I'm paraphrasing. It says, don't get too wrapped up in getting rich. Like, don't get too wrapped up in that. When you're not too wrapped up in getting rich, you get rich. In all different type of avenues of life. Not just dollars and cents, but real richness, your being, your vibration. I'm not going to use that word. Your, your soul, your spirit is rich. It's a rich spirit. You ever be around somebody and they got that, when you're around them, you just feel like everything going to be good. Everything going to be good, man. I'm around her. I'm around him. I just feel like everything going to be all right. Train's coming. Everything's going to be solid. You ever be around people like that? They have a rich spirit. They might not be the richest monetarily. They might not be the strongest physically, mentally, spiritually, but they just have a rich spirit. It's like they're always working on it. It's like they always got to figure it out because they're always just working on it. It's like an old vehicle. You ever own an old vehicle? I owned an old vehicle that was 3 years younger than me for like 8 years. And I just was able to take care of it. They're like, how do you have this car? How do you have this truck? Like it's old. I mean, everything's gonna be all right. Everything's gonna be all right with it. Cause I make sure everything's all right with it. I'm continuously building on it. Not even building on it, just maintaining it well. Taking care of it. Swapping things out. Hey, that needs to get fixed. Let's do it. Now I don't know. I might be driving down the road and I'm stuck on the side of the road. But that's all right. We just mitigate risk by always evolving in our spirit, always evolving in the richness of our being, our mindset, our physicality, our mental, physical, spiritual strength, the monetary growth, and making sure we're investing our money and making sure that we're stewarding the dollars well. And when we trip, we fall, we get back up, we reflect, and we keep moving. Like those are the people you want to be around. Not the person that got a lot of wealth and they just got a lot of wealth and they're just free willy-nilly because they can, because they blow this money, they get more money. Hey, and I'm not even mad at that. Like, that's a good thing. Like we should, people should be in positions where they can, have wealth maybe given to them, and they get to go out in the world and try and do, and it's a different perspective on life. It's a different perspective on It's just a different perspective. There's nothing bad or good about it. You know, Even on the other side, there's nothing bad or good about it. So it's different strokes for different folks, and uh, be happy. Be happy for people. Be happy for people. You want to be happy. You want to be more rich. Start being happy for people. I want you to do something real quick. Or the next time you come across it, if you're ever out on the streets walking and you see a nice vehicle roll by, just look around. Look at people. Look at their expression. If they're like, "Hey man, that's a pretty cool car," dude, I may not even want one. That's the thing. I may not even want one at all. Not one bit of me wants a vehicle like that. Oh, it's beautiful, but I don't want one because it's not for my life. It doesn't fit well in my life. But when I look at it, it's like, dang, like, bro, whatever you're doing, keep it up. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. I want to thrive, 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 be abundant, thrive, do well. But when look around and people got like they got that look on their face. Oh, they ain't nothing. They ain't crap. Them people ain't crap. They're all dogs. Hold up with the cynicism and the nihilism and the pessimism. Hold up, hit the brakes. Those people probably will never be rich. And I ain't just talking monetarily. I'm talking rich in spirit, rich in being. They probably out of shape and overweight. That's real. So just, those are some nuggets, y'all. Put the plan of God first. Don't get too wrapped up in the paradigm of other people, their anxieties. Manage your wealth well. Manage your wealth well. Stick to a budget. Plan out your spending. I don't care if you spend it, just plan the spending. I don't care if the plan has changed today. Plan it and execute on it. That's all right. Track it. Have a tracking system like any business. Steward your dollars well. Put a little bit away every month. Invest. Invest in the S&P 500 for the next 20 years and see how you become a millionaire, a half a millionaire. It gives you choice. It gives you options. You know, design a life that's for you. It's beautiful, but I don't want it. Oh man, that thing, I would love to try it for a little bit. Give me it for a week and I would love to try it. But I don't want to own that. I don't really want to own that. But you may want to own it. But I don't want to own it. That part of it makes my face cringe. You see it? I don't want to own it. But I'll try it. I'll try it for a weekend. And hey, can I come back next week and give it another try? But I don't want to own it. No, I don't want to own it because I have a different, my path is a little different. I want other luxuries. My luxury ain't that's a luxury, but that's not my luxury that I desire. I'll try it. Why not try it? But I don't want it all the time. I don't want to have to own that. Uh-uh. I don't have to pour into that thing all the time. No, 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 not at all. Be jovial. Be happy for people. Be joyful. Do these things and you will become rich. You become real rich. You be looking around like, be generous too. That's another thing. Be generous. Be outrageously generous. You having a bad day? You having a bad day? You got the Debbie Downers? Be generous. Go do something for somebody. You're not feeling okay? Go do something for somebody. Do it and don't even tell them you did it. Just do it and walk away. Go pay for somebody's lunch. Hey man, look, you see them people, you see that couple behind me? Yeah, I want to pay for their lunch. Don't tell them. Don't even look their way. Don't look their way. I want to pay for their lunch real quick. Who? The woman in the pink and the guy in the brown shirt? Yeah, yeah, yeah. I want to pay for their lunch. Okay. Hey, it's 28.50. Okay, here you go. Hey, thanks, man. Don't even tell them I'm doing it. Don't say anything. Just say hey, it's paid for. How is it paid for? You say it's paid for. How's it paid for? It's paid for. Ma'am, sir, it's paid for. Okay. Wow, thanks. And sit back in the corner like this. They're like, you sure it's paid for? Are they? As they're like, they go through the process of being unsure to like questioning to like, oh, that's pretty cool. Like to now they're eating and they was all they might have been a little bent out of shape when you seen them walk in. They walking out loving on each other again. You might have saved a marriage. You might have saved a marriage just because you was able to be generous. Y'all all got something out of it. They got a little bit of life poured back into them, and you got a little bit of life poured back into you because you was able to go out there and be a little generous. Generosity. Do that. Do that more often. I'm not saying you got to, I don't know what you like to do. Be creative. That's the fun thing about generosity. You could be super creative. You can figure it out. Just figure it out. I don't want to pay for people's lunch, but I like to go and put four tires on that woman's car and never say anything. I like to see that couple that look like they're struggling and put four tires on their car. They stuck. They stuck. They don't know what to do. You know what that do for somebody? Some things are life changing. You go to another country and you drop $1,000 on somebody, you just transform their life for a season. You put four tires on a couple's car, you just transform their life for a season. I don't know why we even talking about this, but maybe just you need to hear it. Maybe somebody need to hear it. This is how you enrich your spirit. This is how you become a better person. It's not about sitting there and meditating on all the positive things, because life gonna hit you hard. Two uppercuts, boom, boom. Life gonna be nasty sometimes. Life gonna be rough. But we could always be in that main. Remember when I was talking about my old truck? I don't know. I was talking about them people you be around, everything just feel like it's gonna be okay. They just continuously working on it, continuously working on it, continuously upgrading, continuously fixing. Hey, I don't know what's gonna happen next, but I'm good. Cause I'm just gonna keep fighting through it. I'm gonna keep fighting through it. And I'm gonna continue. Hey, that happened. I'm gonna reflect on it. I'm gonna do it again. And I'm gonna just keep getting better. That's why you feel so confident around people like that. That's why you feel so at peace around people like that because it's just always gonna be good. It's always gonna be all right. It's always gonna be all right. Why? Why I feel like it's always gonna be all right? Because it's just always gonna be all right. But what if the doctors give you this conclusion? It's just always gonna be all right. It's gonna be good. See, it starts to not be good when you start going down that path and you start coming to these weird conclusions and you start having this weird paradigm and now it's gone and now everything's bad and now everything's a stressor and now you can't find the goodness in anything and now you're scared to go outside. You scared to leave your city. You scared to leave your state. You scared to go anywhere and do anything or take any type of risk because your paradigm got tainted. It got tainted. But you don't have to do that. You could be always on a steady up, knowing you're going to crash and you're going to be on a steady up. And you're going to crash and you're going to be on a steady up. That's how investments work typically. Look at the stock market. Look at the Standard and Poor 500. Look at that index. Look at the Dow Jones. It happens. We crash. We recover. We do it again. We crash. We recover. We do it again. People get stuck in the mindset of we're never going to recover. See, you get in that mindset we're never going to recover. And let's eliminate any type of investment talk right now. You get in that mindset we're never going to recover from this doctor's conclusion, or we're never going to recover from this financial hiccup, or we're never going to recover from the way we handle our own money, or we're never going to recover from this setback in my relationship, this conclusion that we've come to that, hey, this happened. Oh, you're going down a weird path, man. Oh yeah, I see a lot of pain in your future. But for the person that it's just always gonna be all right. Now we're gonna be all right. We're gonna fight through it. We're gonna make it work. We're gonna make it work. We're gonna be all right. No, we're gonna be good. We're gonna be all right. Do you hear me, dear? We're gonna be all right. You gotta stand up. You gotta be strong, y'all. I'm not saying any of this is gonna be easy. I'm not saying it's easy to sit when everything around you is messy and anxious and depressed and they got their own parent. It's not easy to sit back in that taxi and say, look, I understand there's traffic, but we're gonna be all right. God got this. You stop. And one of my favorite people in this physical realm of life. She said, Isaac, you gotta have faith. You strong, my man. Like you analyze, you think, sometimes you even overthink. You're real good at a lot of things in life. Like really good at a lot of things in life. But the number one thing I see in you is you don't be having no faith sometimes. You work on your faith, you get better. See, I'm susceptible to all the tendencies and behaviors and mind traps. You gotta have faith. Like I always said, and you look back on other videos. What I say, when I'm talking to y'all, I'm talking to me too. You gotta have faith. That's how you get to that place of comfort. It's gonna be all right. Get around them people that everything's gonna be all right. They just so confident. How you so confident? Why is she so confident? It's blowing up in her face. It's blowing up in his face. Their relationship is blowing up. Their financial situation is blowing up. The doctor, it's blowing up. They're not gonna make it. And they're sitting there comfortable. Why? Faith. You get better at handling your money with what? Faith that I'm gonna be better at handling my money. You get better at handling tough situations by doing what? Faith that I'm gonna be better at handling tough situations. You get better at health, physicality, strength, mental, physically, emotional strength. By what? The faith that I'm going to be better physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. And we just do the things every day that would move that needle a little bit further. So you got this. Look, y'all, I am out of here. I want you to enjoy this day. Enjoy the day, enjoy the week, enjoy the month. You were here. Be jovial. Have an abundant mindset. You have more than enough. Lack, scarcity, not enough is not in your vocabulary anymore. We no longer have bad days. We have bad moments, but we implement good tactics, good skills to handle them small micro moments of life. And we make every day a good day. And we possess a lot of self love. And we operate from a place of abundance, more than enough. And when we not feeling well, we know what to do. We know how to get out of the slump. We know how to get out of the slump. We know how to move the needle positive again. You know what to do. You just got to do it. And like I always say, it ain't going to be easy. It's never going to be easy, but it's worth it. So be joyful. Have strength. Think positive of the situation and of yourself. Know that God got this. You ain't got to sit back and say, oh, pray and hope for the best. Oh, I'm just going to stretch out and everything's going to. No. Do the things you know to do that are going to bring forth that greatness. You know what to do? Handle your money better. Budget the freaking money. Write it down. How much is coming in? How much is going out? How much do we have in assets? How much debt do we have? You start listing that stuff out and you start looking at it like daily, or you start to move the needle to whatever direction you desire to move that needle because you know where you're going. You know where you're at and you know where you need to go within your mind. You know, hey, I want to be there. So we move the needle there. Sometimes you got to crank on that needle. And it wants to go back. Ooh. It's like fishing. You want to bring that fish towards you. Sometimes that fish wants to run. You got to bring it back to you. You got to fight. You got to fight to bring that needle to the direction you want to bring the needle. Write it down. Take 10 minutes to write it down. And tomorrow, take another 10 minutes to add a little bit more to it, to be a little bit more detailed. Hey, we know it's $99, but hey, nah, it's really $99.50. And do that again the next day. Write an even more detailed explanation of your current financial situation. Oh, I forgot we got that other 2,000 over there in that one account. Oh yeah, we got that. Hey, we got that $52 in debt from that one store. I forgot to add that. I'm not saying you got to put it down right now and have it all right. And if you don't have it, no, I'm saying we're going to start to move the needle. You don't have to have all the answers right now, y'all. You don't have to do it all right now. It ain't going to be right all right now. But you only get to that ultimate life, that desired situation by doing what? Moving in that direction. You only hit that target. You only get to that objective by getting people together and getting all on one accord and say, hey, this is what we needed. This is the objective. This is the target. It's quite simple. Don't muck this up with a lot of complexity. We like to muck things up with a lot of complexity, and it's really weird. I do it too. So, look, y'all, this is Parker's Ranch, and I am your host, Isaac. Keep the faith.